Welcome to the Easy Bros Fantasy Football Podcast.
Coming at you from the Easy Bros studio in blistering hot Arizona.
Here are your hosts and football fanatics, Edward Green and Zach Rogers.
How goes it, Easy Bros? Welcome to the Easy Bros Fantasy Football Podcast. My name is Zach.
And I'm Eddie, your fantasy football best friend.
Oh,
I'm here to guide you through the fantasy football year.
I thought
Week
you were
2
my
is
best
on.
friend.
Hey man, I'm everyone's best friend. This is the Easy Bros fantasy football.
Doesn't say best bros.
No, just the bros. So everybody else is my best friend.
Okay.
All right, you got it?
Sure.
Don't get jealous. You started to cry with it. Okay,
Yeah.
I see it. It's all right.
Easy Bros Best Friends Fantasy Football Podcast, I guess is what we are now. All right.
Anyways, how
Let's
about we
talk
get in
some
some
news.
news of the league?
Tell me what's going on today.
Chargers center Ponce to undergo hip surgery. He's going to be out for the season.
Boom.
That
big
smells
hit.
bad for the offensive line, huh?
Yeah.
Which already looked like they took a little bit of a hit. They weren't doing too hot last week on
I don't
Monday
know.
night.
I don't know. Snell ran for a lot of yards.
No. The
119?
Chargers Ponce.
Chargers Ponce. I'm sorry. Oh, my gosh.
Chargers Ponce.
Popped right in my head. Okay, Chargers Ponce.
Yeah.
Might make a lot of sense on why Eckler didn't have that great of a day.
Yeah. So, hey, that's not looking up for the Chargers line. How about Godwin? Availability for week 2, not promising. So they said he sat out for concussion protocol. Usually,
Yeah, I don't
a
think he's
guy
playing.
doesn't play in a game like that. So, hey, Mike Evans owners, Scotty owners, those Howard owners, those Gronk owners, the receptions are all a little extra for you guys this coming week.
Yeah, I think Mike Evans will soak up a lot of those.
Jamison Crowder being evaluated for a hamstring injury.
Yep, might miss week 2.
Oh, man, the Jets just keep piling it on, huh?
They're going to be the worst team in the league this year.
That's going to be worse than Dolphins Bengals last year?
Yeah.
Oh, man,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
going to be tough. It just seems like
I
everybody
think
on
the
their team that
Bengals
has
are
talent
bound
is
to
getting
win
hurt.
one.
Yeah. We'll continue to talk about that. Okay, former Jets corner Trumaine Johnson is visiting the Panthers. The Panthers kind of do need some help in that secondary, so
Yeah, they got torn apart by the Raiders.
maybe they can sign him.
And
And
the Raiders didn't even have necessarily what people would say is amazing weapons when you look at some other teams in the league.
yeah, as far as like their wide receivers go, you have Hollywood Brown, which he's going to end up being a great weapon, I believe. You had Snee there, and he's good, but you don't have really anybody else that there's nobody else. So Devontae Parker participated in individual drills. I still hope that he sits out. There's no reason for him to play. It's week 2. Let him rest, please.
I could agree with that.
This one I thought was kind of crazy, but Michael Thomas has not been ruled out of the game Monday per Coach Sean Payton.
He is listed as doubtful.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, they already said that this injury could be up to 7 weeks. So
Worse
the
than
fact
they
that
thought.
they haven't ruled him out, or the fact that they could be like, oh yeah, he's gonna be a go, like, it's the same thing with the Devontae Parker thing. Like, set a guy out for a week, just make sure he's healthy.
Yeah.
It's 1 week. So Doyle remained out again. How do you feel about that? What is that, knee and ankle injury?
Yeah, I think either they're holding him out because they have nobody else and they're wanting him to be able to play on Sunday, or he's not going to play. It's not looking good so far. We'll see what Friday holds. I'm sorry. We'll see what the weekend holds.
Kittle missed another day in practice. I think he sits out this weekend. So we can see how Jordan Reed is going to hold up.
Yeah, he'll probably be in for a bunch of targets. Maybe Mohamed Sanu learned the system and knows Kyle Shanahan's system well enough that he'll make a difference right away. But I'm leaning towards Reed and Mostert and
To get targets.
yeah. I don't know who else I'm betting on in that 49ers wide receiver corps.
They have a lot of young talent. It just depends on who's going to get out there to be able to
Well,
play.
they
Everyone's
just keep getting hurt.
Yeah, that's the only issue. Hey, maybe Sanu will have a chance. I don't know. Can he suit up this week, or he's got to wait?
I'm pretty sure he can play this week.
All right, I know we touched on the Buccaneers earlier. How about Mike Evans limited in practice again today? I think they're just taking precaution. It sounds like that he's going to play, and he did play a full game.
Well,
Week 1.
knowing that Godwin is most likely not playing, Evans is kind of their only hope, so they've got to be careful with him in order for him to be there on Sunday.
Yeah, I think that they're just taking it day by day just so they can make sure that he's out there and healthy. He said he was about 93% last week. I don't believe that. So I think that's why they didn't target him as much, and they kind of are taking it slow for that reason. Ruggs did not participate in practice today. Do you think that's a big deal? Or
Popped
do you think,
up on the injury report.
you know, he came in the game last week, or he left the game last week and then came back. Maybe they're just taking it easy because of that.
Maybe, or giving him a little rest before the game. He is kind of their main wide receiver for their team now, and I could see them doing that. But it does give a big question mark because he's so young. You wonder, does he really need rest? Isn't that kind of a veteran thing more?
Yeah,
more or
but
less?
maybe it's because of the way, like I said, because of he left the game and they're like, all right, we'll just take it easy. Because I think it's still too young.
I don't know, I
he
think-
doesn't know the lineup. You've seen them pulling him in and out of the lineup. He kind of was in there for just stretch plays, for just taking it deep. So,
I think Waller's going to be the golden play there.
yeah, for this week, most likely. Corey Davis returned to practice. He sat out most of the week, and so that's looking up for the Titans defense, or the Titans offense, that he was able to return to practice. Speaking of A.J. Brown was kind of
It's kind of banged up.
banged up, so
Might miss week 2.
yeah.
Might miss longer.
Yeah, we have that on here, yo. Bone bruise on his right knee, was it? So, yeah, that's looking bad for Brown, but hey, looking out for those people that got Corey Davis on the waiver wire. He was sitting there in a lot of leagues.
Yeah.
Michael Pittman Jr. added to the injury list. I don't know if that's going to be a big deal. You kind of seen
I don't
emergence
think you're
from Paris
using
Campbell.
him. I don't think you're using him unless you are in a 16 team league.
I had high hopes for him. I was hoping that he would break out here pretty soon.
He could. He still could. I just think, and honestly, looking at him in that first game, he seems kind of skinny. It seems like he needs to bulk up to be able to take those hits and get out there. So hopefully he does what he needs to do to become the best wide receiver he can.
I think that he's going to be just fine. He's gonna get into form, and he's going to learn the offense great. How about Kenny G in danger of missing a game against the Green Bay Packers with hamstring? He missed game 1, right? So
I think we expected this. Kind of expected it. Follows along with the hamstring injuries, and it seems like they're popping up pretty often.
Amari Cooper limited with an ankle and foot today.
All right, Amari Cooper popped up on the injury report. Well, we knew that was bound to happen. Doesn't he pretty much play the entire season on a questionable tag?
Yeah, a lot of guys do. I think everybody on the
Julio
Patriots team
Jones?
does every weekend.
Julio Jones is already back to his questionable tag every
I'm sure
single
AJ
day.
Green will be after
Edelman?
this week. Yeah, Edelman every like I said, the Patriots every Patriot every week is on the
AJ
bench.
Green was looking like it's been a while since he's taken repetitive hits in a game.
Yeah, but you know what? There's a
He
couple
got
of
up
hits.
slower and slower.
A couple of hits where he got up a little slow, and we were afraid that he was going to shake it off, but he did. They finished out the game. Man, I was really bummed out. I really thought that the Bengals would pull this one out of there.
Well, let's get into it. Let's talk about the game. Enough about the news. As far as we know, most of the players you expected to be out going into this week are going to be out. We will, go over that again tomorrow. Give you any updates or news you need about
For your last minute sit starts.
in your lineups. But let's get into the Thursday night matchup.
Cincinnati Bengals 30, Cleveland Browns 35.
First thing I want to talk about, I was right about the Browns winning.
Yeah, but
I was completely wrong about the scoring total.
I told you it was going to be a shootout this game.
I call
just
that
saw
the
it.
garbage game shootout. And from now on, I spoke to you about this earlier. From now on, every week, we will have a garbage game shootout.
Yeah, we're going to pick the game that we think is going to be a shootout that is most likely supposed to be a garbage game. This Thursday night game surprised me.
It was pretty awesome.
It was good to see exciting game. Chubb and Hunt were all over the place. Chubb with
Yeah.
his 22 carries. Man,
The Browns definitely ran the ball very well. Bengals, on the other hand, not very well, but, sometimes it's hard when you've got Cleveland and that stout defensive line with Myles Garrett sitting there
really
chucking
good
at you every step of the way. It seemed like every time Mixon turned a corner, his line was giving up.
Yeah, and he even looked like he was under duress. He looked kind of upset at one point, looking back at the line when he really couldn't get anything going, and they weren't getting him anywhere. And you feel terrible. Like we seen it last week, they weren't moving the ball very well, and it really transitioned to this week. And I didn't think that it would.
In a game where the Bengals scored 30 points, you would hope that Mixon scored one touchdown, but he didn't. 16 carries, 46 yards, no TDs, 4 targets, 4 catches, 40 yards.
What I was really surprised about is towards the end of the game that they didn't have him in there when he
caught
had
every pass.
Every pass. And plus, wouldn't you want your playmaker out there if you had to dish him off the ball in case of a scramble?
Yep.
I understand that you
I was
probably had
disappointed.
Bernard out there for the pass blocking.
I was
part of it,
disappointed in it.
You still got to give
completely.
Mixon the shot, man.
I am a Mixon owner, so that's probably part why I'm so disappointed. But it's not even just being a Mixon owner. It also it has to do with you've got a talented person who you wait the last 2 years until the end of the season to use him as a workhorse, and he kills it. He tears
Didn't they
it
extend
apart.
him?
They did extend him.
Then,
And that's what I mean. So you do all this
You
to show
extend
that
him,
this is your guy, but yet he can make plays in the passing game, and you don't use him. And I believe that last 6-7 minutes, Bernard was on the field the whole time.
yeah. That's what I was saying. I don't understand with his catching every target that he got, why you wouldn't have him out there. Put your playmakers on the field.
You want to get the pressure off your quarterback? Use your running back.
Yeah, there's no threat back there when Bernard's in the game, so I feel like they knew he was there. They bum rushed him, and he was getting no chance in the pocket. He only was making moves and getting good passes when he was moving out and scrambling. He was under duress almost the whole game.
People that started A.J. Green were probably disappointed. 3 catches, 29 yards. You did better off if you were a Tyler Boyd owner, 7 for 72 and a touchdown. And then a guy that came out of nowhere that I'd like to just mention, his name is Sample. And he gave us a sample of himself. And
Yeah,
that
true.
was 7 catches for 45 yards. Not a lot of yards. Didn't get a touchdown. But he was thrown to quite a bit, and that is saying something.
Yeah, as soon as Uzman went out of the game, Uzman already had four receptions for 42 yards and a touchdown. So if you add that to what Sample had, knowing that Sample probably would have got those targets
He'd give
being
you
in this,
more than a sample size.
yeah, you would have
you
had
the whole
80
package.
plus 1,
So that's something to keep your eye on moving, the next week or two. If Sample steps in and he starts to produce, he could possibly be that under the wire waiver wire pickup.
Yeah, in the last 2 games, Joe Burrow has shown that he's going to look for that guy that's in that inside spot. They even alluded to it during the game, like that he liked to throw into the inside in college. So having Sample, and it looked like Sample was going to be the guy to catch the ball.
It seemed like
inside.
he loved his tight end.
And T. Higgins, he was getting his slot guy in there and more involved. So those are guys to watch out for.
Burrow threw the ball 61 times. Attempted to throw the ball 61 times. Landed 37 of them. 316 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions.
Hey, man.
Did
to
have
me,
a fumble.
And honestly, the fumble, he couldn't do anything about. His line got eaten
Destroyed.
up. They got swallowed. And on that play, he had Garrett behind him. He thought that he had time, and you see that he had an open pass, and he was going to make it. Garrett swallowed the ball up, and it was done from there. But the defense played great on the stance. The defense didn't allow a touchdown, so it helped them. But hey, your defense can only stop so many touchdowns. You got to score.
On the other side of the ball, Mayfield, 16 to 23, 219 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception, 3 carries, 5 yards.
Hey, Baker got eaten alive by the media during the week about how terrible he was week 1.
Yeah, but that interception was bad also.
No, yeah, it was. I feel
if
like
I had to pick a quarterback who won, even though he lost, it's Burrow.
it was Burrow, and I feel the same way about week 1. Burrow, to me, has shined in these 2 losses, and you don't really say that about a guy.
I feel like the running backs for the Browns carried this win. Nick Chubb, 22 carries, 124 yards, 2 TDs, and a catch for 9 yards.
Yeah, I was going to say that when they were using most of the running game in the beginning of the game and then using Baker in those draw plays or the play action, at one point he was like 10 for 12 and playing very well. But as soon as that they started running the ball and he was only getting a few play actions and he wasn't getting as many shots, he kind of was losing his focus on what he was doing, and he was missing a little bit more targets.
Hunt, 10-86, 1 TD, 2 receptions, 2 TDs, 15 yards.
Yeah, going forward, I think both of these guys are easy picks to have on your team.
The way they're using Kareem Hunt, and for where you drafted him, you're winning.
Yeah, a lot of people asked me, too, about Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. Do you start either one of these guys this week? And we both said yes.
Start them both.
All the questions I had for Hunt and Chubb,
that's all the
I
Browns
said
have to
start them
depend
both.
on is the run game.
And they did that. But you know what? They kind of broke in Odell in this game, too. Odell had a little bit more of a showing. He had 6 targets for 4 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown. He had 18.5 average on his catch. Odell kind of looked like Odell, huh?
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
He
I
didn't
say if
have
you
the best
take that
catch of
one
the night.
long play away, though, you would have been disappointed with him, and everybody would still be talking bad about him.
Yeah, he still would have had the touchdown without the
I think
long reception.
if Mayfield had these stats and lost the game, they'd be talking bad about him.
Yeah,
they'd be
without
talking
the
about why
touchdown.
he threw an interception and why the rookie went 3 TDs for 0.
Yeah, they would. They
So I wouldn't say he had a great outing, but you know it's nice to see if you're an OBJ owner that he can still
can do it.
produce.
Yes.
So, you know, it doesn't hurt you from trying to
But
start
like we
him.
said, I think this runs through this Cleveland rushing game. Jarvis Landry, he got you 3 receptions for 46 yards, no touchdowns. He had only the 3 targets, and he had all his receptions. Like we have always said about Landry, he's going to get his receptions. They just had the running game on fire this week, and that had to do with the Bengals not having any defensive linemen healthy.
I honestly thought that Austin Hooper was going to be a part of the offense, a big part of the offense, and he is. He is a huge part of the offense when it comes to run blocking. He does not seem to be a passing option in this offense. Once again, 2 targets, 2 receptions, or I'm
4
sorry,
targets.
4 targets, 2 receptions, 22 yards.
He did get targeted more
A little
than
bit of a
Landry.
disappointment compared to where he was at in Atlanta, right?
Yeah, but I think it's because he is the new guy in the crop here, and they did lose their tight end, the guy that knows the offense and knows the system. So I just think that give him another couple weeks and he's going to get into it. If they keep running like this, they have to be bound to make some passing plays work somehow, and somebody's going to benefit. One of these receivers or the tight end.
Well, it was a great game. Browns won, 65 total points. I think it was a surprise to everybody. Good signs for OBJ, Chubb, Hunt. I think bad signs for a couple other people.
Hey, Browns fans get a win.
Yeah, they do. Easy Bros. Before we get into the matchup, the rest of the matchups for the weekend, I want to ask you, have you ever thought of creating your own podcast? We personally use Buzzsprout. They've gotten us on every major podcast platform. The team at Buzzsprout is passionate about seeing your project through.
Join over 100,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout. Follow the link in the show's notes, let Buzzsprout know we sent you, and receive a $20 Amazon gift card to help support the show.
All right, we're going to get into the first matchup of the day on Sunday. That is Giants, Bears. You want to get into it first, or let's talk Jones. Let's talk Giants. Start with Jones. Sit or start? I've got him as a sit.
Yeah, I'm not starting Danny Dimes in this game. I think the Bears defense is still just too good.
All right, Barkley, start. You think that's kind of
I mean,
no matter
you're starting
even if he's
Barkley.
losing, he's starting, right?
You're starting Barkley for as high as that you put him on your team. It's only week 2. You have to start him, but it's not looking good for him against this matchup.
I got Slayton as a flex, Shepard and Tate as a sit.
Yeah, I like Shepard. I like Slayton as a flex almost in any league. I don't feel too comfortable about anybody else on the team, especially Tate. You don't know if he's healthy. He's in and out of practice. We want to see what goes on there.
Evan Ingram gave you a dud last week. You starting him this week?
No, I'm not starting him this week.
I think I'd give him one more week before I'd throw him on the bench and start finding a replacement.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm going
For
to
what
find a
you drafted him
replacement.
at, you probably drafted him in the 6th round.
I wouldn't say I want to
You
find a
passed up
replacement.
a wide
no.
receiver too for that pick.
Yeah, I know that, but this is a Bears defense. I mean, they're going to find ways to get him the ball when they play other teams, and they do have teams in their division that are probably not going to be too hot on offense. I mean, on defense, so they have a chance to eat them up. They're going to play the Cowboys again. The Cowboys middle, their linebackers are all hurt, so you're going to get points there. They do play the Redskins, who don't really have a lot of good middle linebackers. So that's who guards the tight end. You're gonna need Ingram on these matchups. So I wouldn't be looking to get rid of him if he has a bad week against the Bears.
Okay. Giants D. I'm going to sit them.
Yeah.
Trubisky, sit. Montgomery, start for me. Cohen, deep flex. Any disagreements there?
Yeah, you're gonna start him in a deep flex like 16-man league. That's a good spot for him. I would actually
Maybe even 14-team leagues.
I would start Trubisky in this game in a deep league if you don't have a quarterback or if he's on your team.
Well, yeah, maybe if you're in a 2-quarterback league, that's probably the only reasoning I could see someone starting
I don't think
him.
this defense is very good, and he played pretty decent last week, and I think that Robinson is going to show off this week.
Yeah, I got him as a start. Anthony Miller, another deep flex, 14-team, 16-team, start him. 12 and 10, I'm thinking leave him on the bench, give him another week, see if he produces like he did last week. A lot of guys can come out and throw up one good week. It's whether they're going to be consistent or not is what deems them between being a starter and a sit. Bears D, I got him as a start.
Yes.
I think this is going to be Bears matchup. Graham, Jimmy Graham, I got as a sit.
Okay.
I know he produced a touchdown last week, but you don't know if that's going to happen every week. And then on top of that, I think it was only 4 for like 30-something yards.
Yeah.
There's higher upside picks. Of course, if you've got nothing else, then yeah.
I definitely want to see how him and Trubisky work it together in another week.
Then we got the Falcons and the Cowboys. Let's go Matt Ryan. Start?
Ooh, yes. I don't like Cowboys secondary right now.
Gurley?
Yes,
Julio Jones and Ridley.
of course.
Now, Gage.
In a deep flex
Yes.
or a deep wide receiver 2?
No.
No?
No.
If you're in a 16-man league?
At that point, I think he would be in flex consideration, not a wide receiver too.
Okay. This is just a question.
Yeah, I'm thinking 14
Based
team,
on how he
16
played,
team
yeah.
leagues. Taking a flyer on him. He did produce a lot last week, but he's actually one of those people that I feel you need to see it 2 or 3 times before you can believe it's an every week
Like
thing.
Anthony Miller.
Like Anthony Miller. He's
Okay.
not Julio Jones.
I had people asking me questions about Gage, and I didn't see enough of the Falcons game to know, but I know that this whole team kind of lit it up. You see it in the box score, you know what I mean? So the questions are out there.
Falcons D I got as a sit.
Yeah, I don't think that they're probably going to have some trouble with Zeke.
The way Seattle tore him up last week, there's no way you could start that defense.
Yeah, like I said, I think they're going to have trouble with Zeke.
We got Dak.
Dak is a start.
Zeke.
Start. I would start all the receivers for Dallas. If you
Yeah.
have them, start them.
I think that's all they got pretty much this week, and I think it's going to be a fairly decent scoring outing for these two teams.
You could start Cooper. You could flex.
They don't have any tight ends to start, so it's
Yeah.
pretty much wide receivers, Zeke, and Dak.
Do you flex both Gallup and Lamb, or you put one of those guys in your second spot?
Yeah, I'm a little more weary of Gallup.
He had
Gallup
8
didn't
points
show
last
as
week.
much last week. CeeDee Lamb has that, I feel like, that big playability above Gallup. Gallup is just a consistent, he's great at catching the ball. He's great at running his routes, but I don't see him as like an athletic freak.
Plus, I feel there's a lot of rookie wide receivers this year that are trying to show out. You know what I mean? So CeeDee Lamb is definitely one of those guys.
If I had to describe CeeDee Lamb like as a player that in the past, I'd say early OBJ.
Yeah.
The early years.
Cowboys defense worth starting?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
you could start him. Got to start someone, right? And you might want to pick a team that's, you think they're going to win the game when
This
it comes
is true.
down to it. So
Lions and Packers.
Stafford, I got as a start.
Hey.
And the only reason I say that is for your, 2 quarterback leagues, your deep leagues. Stafford doesn't have a horrible Packers defensive matchup. Their defense isn't that amazing to the point where they're going to stop him every single attempt. But
Yeah.
I think
Stafford's still
Stafford
going to get
will,
like 50 looks probably.
AP, maybe a flex. I wouldn't start Johnson. I wouldn't start Swift. But AP did carry the ball, I believe it was 17 or 19 times.
Yeah.
Almost 100 yards and then caught a couple balls.
I think that's based on his availability on week 1. Other guys are kind of banged up. They're kind of seeing what they're getting, but Swift was getting his looks.
Okay, let's say 15 carries. Do you put him in your flex?
Yeah. The only thing that worries about me about AP is that within these last couple of years, he has not been consistent every single week. He has had really good games, but every single week has not been consistent. So this could be a week that, hey, he kind of falls off a little bit. He had, 14 points last week? I don't know if he's going to do 14 points again.
What about Jones? I got him as a start.
Yeah, Jones is definitely a start for me. He's going to get his targets.
Hawkinson, start?
Same thing.
After first week?
Yeah, I believe that he's still going to... I think he had 13 points last week?
Yeah.
So I believe that he can either do that, the same, or get more. I don't think that he's going to get less than that.
Lions D, sit.
Yeah. of course.
Rodgers, start.
Yeah, start Rodgers. Start Jones.
Adams.
Adam.
Lazard.
If you own Lazard, I don't know. Would you start him at your flex?
Yeah, flex. Maybe
Okay.
Valdez, deep flex. 16-team flex.
Yeah, if you think that they can do what the Lions, what they did last week, so...
If you know who Robert Tonyan is, sit him. He's the Packers tight end. Didn't receive a single target last week.
Yeah.
Packers D, start. I got him as a start this week.
Yeah, against the Lions offense, they're not sure what's going on with all the receivers, a little bit banged up there. I don't know. A divisional matchup is hard for me, but someone's going to need to play defense. But, yeah, so start Packers D.
Let's talk my favorite matchup of the week, Colts-Vikings. Let's talk Viking side first. Cousins, sit. I got him as sit.
I'm sitting Cousins, yes.
Cook, start.
Start Cook.
Thielen.
Sit Thielen.
Sit Thielen.
Sit Thielen this week.
Okay, I've got him as a start.
Yeah,
Can you give me your reasoning?
I don't like the matchup with Thielen this week, and I would sit him.
Okay. Irv Smith and Rudolph, I've got both of them as a sit. Vikings defense, I think you might be able to start in a deep league where you have to use them.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
always
think they're
have
going to
that-
hurt you, but I also don't think you're going to get a lot.
You always have that possibility that Rivers could just chuck up a couple ducks. You
He
know
did
what I
throw
mean?
3 interceptions last week.
So, like we said,
And
there's that option.
leading into the Colts. Rivers, I have him as a sit.
Yeah, I don't like the defensive line.
I
Even
think
with
this
the
is going
kind
to
of
be a
banged
run
up.
game.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same
Vikings,
thing.
Colts, two
Run
teams
games,
that love to run the
a
ball.
little bit screen games. It's nothing too crazy, too much
Probably
down
a
the field.
reason on why I have Taylor and Hines both as starts.
Okay,
Running back 2 spots,
I
see
can
what
agree
they
with
both
that.
do for the week.
They were both good starts last week. If you started them.
They showed enough last week that they are startable in the flex position and warrant consideration for running back 2.
Yeah, because they're using them.
And I think Taylor has upside of possible running back.
Ty,
1.
we starting Ty?
Yep, we're starting him.
Paris Campbell.
Deep start for me. If you pick him up in a 12-man league, 10-man league, you got something, you could start above him. I'd hold off on one more week, and that's another guy I want to see 2-3 weeks out of before I start him consistently.
Doyle, if he's healthy and if he starts.
Yeah, if you got a pivot option that's healthy, I'd say go pivot option. Just knowing that he sat out of practice all week. If you don't have anything better or anything with higher upside, then yes, start Doyle.
All right.
Colts D. I got Colts D as a sit. I feel like this one could really go either way.
Yeah, I'm with you either way on Colts.
Of course,
D.
I'm going to say Colts are going to win because I'm a Colts fan.
You
but,
did pick them to win yesterday.
but I'm just saying, like that's just the Colts fan in me.
Yeah,
if I look at this
totally
video,
get
if
it.
I look at this matchup in front of me, I go, man, this is an pretty even matchup
Yeah.
defensively, running the ball, receivers, quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Like,
it
this
could
is
go either
pretty
way.
even. One of the most even, I'd say, of the week. Let's go 49ers Jets.
All right, we have Jimmy G. Start or sit?
I've got him as a sit. I don't think he has enough to throw to make a difference.
Okay, Munster. Start or sit?
Of course, that's a start.
Well, if
I
he
don't think
throws,
there's any
if he
questions
throws to
about that.
Munster 300 times, that would be good.
Yeah, I think Monster's his number one target, and he's going to run the ball.
So we don't really know what's going on with these 49ers wide receivers.
Sign Sanu.
Sanu,
Uh,
Brandon Ayuk. I believe they said that he's possible for week 2.
I
We
say
shall
sit him all.
see.
Sit him all and wait.
Yes, sit him
Kittle,
on. Wait, Kittle,
sit. Don't
sit.
take that chance,
Don't
even
know
if he
what's going
does
on.
play.
Are you starting Reed?
No,
No.
you don't know. Unless you have to. There's
I'm
no
just-
other starting option in your league, and you have Kittle, and he's hurt, and you didn't prepare to have a backup in case a guy that gets hurt all the time gets hurt. Well, first off, I say probably should have thought of that.
You did not think ahead.
So, no, I'm not playing Kittle.
You're starting
Darnold, no.
49ers defense.
Running backs for the Jets?
If you want a lot of points, you start this defense for the 49ers.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not starting. Oh, you know what? For the Jets, if I'm starting somebody, I'm starting Frank
Just
Gore.
because they don't have anybody to throw
At
the
the
ball doesn't
flex.
mean I don't think the 49ers are winning here. So,
Frank Gore is a flex spot, I
No.
believe.
uh-uh.
He's going to get 345 carries under Adam Gase's offense.
And he'll get
'Cause-
46 yards.
That's how Adam Gase does. Hey, no, all reality, don't start any running back from this team.
Don't
I
start
love Frank
anybody besides possibly Herndon. That's it. There's no one else to start on this team.
Gore. Yeah,
You pretty much just look over. and-
Crowder's hurt.
oh, man, I would take like a third and fourth receiver off the Chiefs team before I'd want the starting wide receiver here. Just look at Crowder. He has one good game, and boom, he's hurt again. Going to be out. So,
This is true.
let's talk Rams-Eagles.
Rams versus Eagles.
Goff. I got him as a start in this one.
Yeah.
I figure the way Washington tore the Eagles up,
Yeah.
Goff can do that if he just did it to the Cowboys.
Yeah, he has good receivers. His running backs look to be...
I pretty much got everybody on the Rams as a start. Brown, Akers, Kupp, Woods, Higbee, their defense. Everybody's a start. I don't got a single sit. Let's get into the Eagles. Wentz, start.
Yes.
Sanders, start.
Yes. We want to see what he does. D-Jax in a flex for sure.
Rieger, I'm saying sit.
Yeah, I want to see more. He's like we said about the rookies earlier, but I want to see more of Rieger. I think it's going to take a couple weeks to get all these rookies acclimated, but I think they're all going to do really good, these rookie wide receivers.
Ertz and Goddard.
I would start them both. They showed last week that they can both get a lot of touches and a lot of targets, and Wentz is going to get that to them. They don't really have a lot of receivers right now.
Don't think you're starting the Eagles defense this week either.
No.
I got the Rams favored in this one. How about you?
Yeah, definitely. I think the Rams will win this game.
All right, let's get into Bills and Dolphins, your team.
Yeah, I'm have high hopes for my team this year, but it wasn't looking good week 1. How
Alright.
about first start with the Bills? Allen, he's a start.
Yeah.
Singletary's a start. Moss is a start.
Yeah.
John Brown and Stefan Diggs, both starts. I know we got a tough secondary, but I mean Edelman and Harry, they didn't do too well last week. What do you think about these guys starting this week?
I think these guys are a little more versatile, a little more, they've got the speed to keep up with your corners. I think it'll be a tougher matchup for the Dolphins cornerbacks, but also I think Brown and Diggs can create for themselves.
All right, I can agree. The Bills D, are you starting them against this Dolphins
Of
offense?
course. Of course.
All right. Fitz is a sit.
He's guaranteed for at least one interception
Yeah, this is true.
in the first quarter.
Let's hope not. Fitz is a sit, though.
Avoid the Dolphins running backs.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and they haven't figured out who's going to be there to start. Parker, is he going to start sit? We don't know yet. So
I'm sitting him this
you're
week.
sitting him. Preston Williams. I'm starting Preston Williams if you have him in a flex spot.
Especially if Parker doesn't play, I would start Williams.
Getting sicky with it. No. I'm starting to get sicky.
Yeah, Gesicki will probably be the number one target this week for the Dolphins.
So that'll probably do it for them. I'm not starting the Dolphins defense as much as I would say, hey, the Dolphins defense are going to do great. But, you know, they didn't do terrible last week. They did hold Newton under 155 passing yards. So we can see what happens this week.
Let's talk 49ers and Jets. I'm sorry. Jags and Titans.
Jags and Titans. Minshew mania, baby. Mustache coming.
Yeah, I'm still riding that
running.
one.
How about
Not the
Robinson?
mustache.
So we're starting Minshew. Robinson, you starting Robinson? I'm gonna say sit him. I want to see what he does again this next week.
I think if you're needy, you can flex him.
Okay.
Chark start.
Chark start. Start Chark.
Chark start.
All right.
Nobody
Conley,
else.
No Conley, no Eifert,
Nobody.
no Cole.
Nobody.
Sit them all.
Sit them all.
The Tennessee Titans. I'm gonna start Ryan Tannehill.
I'm not.
Okay.
I think if A.J. Brown's going to be out,
Well,
I'm not
A.J. Brown-
trusting Corey Davis to be his one and only
Well,
target
A.J. Brown
and
wasn't
be
a
able to put up.
factor. Last week he saw
Yeah, he
19
did.
points.
He was still something, and then on top of that, he's taking the number one cornerback matchup and the double teams away from Davis to open Davis up for everything he got. Who's going to open Davis up?
I still like the Titans over the Jags
I'll take Gianna Smith out of anybody.
to start. All right.
Henry, of course.
I'm starting Davis if he's healthy.
Defense. Titans defense.
Yes, I would start Titans defense.
All right. Agreed. Let's get into Patriots Seahawks.
Mr. Cam Newton.
Cam the man.
He started breaking out last week. Like we said, he only had 155 passing yards, but I'm going to attribute to that nice Dolphins secondary there.
I'd start him.
Yeah, I'm starting him.
Not starting any of the Patriots running backs. That's
It's just
for sure.
a lot of guys. You got Taylor, Michelle, White, Burkhead. I just don't know who's going to get the ball.
Yeah,
Edelman,
you got the rookie from Arizona.
I think that's Taylor, right?
Oh, Taylor. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't even hear you, Sam. All right, wait,
Edelman. I'm starting Edelman. I think get you at least 15 points in this game. Harry, no, not this week. Izzo.
No.
I think that Izzo can get targets. He was getting targeted to last week by Newton. He likes to find tight ends.
Okay.
I don't know if you start him, but you watch out
You
for him.
saying he could be the next Greg Olson?
I'm saying that he can probably get you at least 10 points a game, yes.
All right,
Seahawks.
Wilson.
Russell. Yes, start Russell. Start Chris Carson. Carlos Hyde. I want to see more
No.
Carlos Hyde.
No.
Lockett.
It's a tough one because you don't know who Gilmore is going to guard.
Yeah, he moves around a lot. They
I
do
do
move them
think-
around a lot.
I do think he ends up on Lockett more than Metcalf, so I say Metcalf is probably the better play than Lockett.
For this week, okay.
But at the same time, most people that drafted Lockett probably don't have anyone better on their bench that's going to start above him. So I say you could start Lockett.
I
Just
think both of them are a start. They're both going to get targets.
hold
I
your
believe.
expectations down a little bit
Yeah.
with Lockett. I don't see him scoring 40 points this week.
No, I have about maybe 12 to 13 points for both Lockett and Metcalf. Olsen, I'm not starting Olsen this week.
I think he could.
I think he can
Russell
possibly
Wilson
get you a
loves
touchdown.
to hit his tight ends for touchdowns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He
And
can
then
get you a
you
touchdown.
had Will Disley go out.
Oh, I
So,
didn't know that.
Yeah, now
yeah.
he's going to have to pick up a bigger snap percentage and possibly targets.
All right, you've changed my mind. Start Greg Olsen.
All right, let's get into the next one.
Broncos and Steelers. We're going to have this young
Ooh.
Broncos offense, the youngest in the league against
It's
Big
this-
Ben.
Yeah, I don't know where I'm leaning in this one. I definitely don't think you start Locke,
I don't start Locke in this
especially
game.
if Sutton doesn't play.
I
And
will
even
start
if Sutton
Gordon.
was to play, I wouldn't start Sutton. So
Yeah.
maybe Judy,
Yes, Judy to me is a
Gordon,
start.
yes.
Gordon to me is a start. I think Hamlin's going to be healthy, but I want to see him in the offense. They already showed that they're going to throw Judy the ball, and they already know that you're going to get Noah Fant's going to get the ball. So I want to see. I think the Fant's not a start this week though against
Ooh.
the Steelers defense.
Yeah, they
just
did
don't.
hold Evan Ingram to nothing.
Yeah,
last
that's
week.
my only issue right there is how they held Evan Ingram. Fant maybe can get you 6 or 7 points. I don't see him getting you the 10 that he got last week.
It's not a breakout week.
Yeah, so it's not going to help you. Big Ben to me is a start.
Yeah, I agree there.
Connor,
No.
we don't know if he's fully healthy.
If Connor plays, I'm not starting Snell or Connor. If
No?
Connor sits, I would start Snell.
Okay. If Connor sits, just start Snell. If they both play, you're not starting either one.
No, not for this week. See
Okay.
how that works out. I do actually have Snell on my bench, and I'm curious to see how it works out because media is reporting that there is a strong possibility with Snell's strong showing last year, his strong showing in camp, and then now with these consistent injuries with Connor, they might name him the starter or at least put him in 50% of the time. They're not talking bell cow back for Connor anymore.
Yeah. Juju, as a start?
Yeah.
Johnson, how do you feel about him?
And no.
No start for Johnson. I liked the way that Ben was targeting Claypool last week. I want to see how that continues this week. I'm not saying start him, but watch him.
Ebron's a no, too.
I would not start Ebron this week.
No.
How about the Washington football team against those Arizona Cardinals? I am...
Matchup of the week, right?
Yes, I am starting almost every single person. If they have a Cardinal on their helmet, start them. No, I'm kidding. I start Murray.
Start Murray.
I start Drake.
Yep.
I would start Edmonds. If you have Edmonds, put him at your flex because
Yeah,
I
flex
think
spot.
that he's possibly he's going to get points. Hopkins is a start. I want to see more.
When you get past that, that's where it gets a little more complicated.
Yeah, I want to see more
Fitzgerald.
from Fitz and Kirk. And who's the tight end? Arnold, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about all that. Arnold, hey Arnold, I'm not sure.
No.
So I'm not starting anybody else but those top 4 guys for Arizona. How about Washington? You starting Haskins,
No.
Barber,
No.
Gibson,
No.
McLaurin.
No.
All right, well then we'll just go to Thomas. Are you starting Thomas?
No.
All right, let's not
I'm
start
starting
anybody from this team.
from Washington.
All
I'm
right.
not starting their defense and nothing. There's nothing to start with them. I think Patrick Peterson's going to tear, hold McLaren down. I just think all around the Cardinals, this is going to be where that game where they shine finally. You just see that spark out of them. Simmons gave up a lot of big plays to San Francisco. I think he's going to be out there and aiming to prove people wrong.
I agree.
So let's talk Panthers, Bears. Got Teddy
Bucks.
Bridgewater. Oh,
Right.
I'm sorry. I can't read. I can't talk.
It's okay. it
Panthers,
happens, man.
Bucks. Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm sitting Teddy B this week.
Yeah?
Yeah, I like the Bucks defensive front line.
Do we need to talk about, the man who shall not be named?
I think this is going to be his lowest game of the season.
Christian McCaffrey. Lowest game of the season. Huh?
Yep. It's only week 2, so
I see what you're saying, but
I feel strong about this
Yeah.
commitment week 2 because I just don't think he's going to have the same production he
yeah,
had
the,
last
the
week.
Bucks are really good against the run.
So that's my only thing. Moore,
and Anderson.
I would start either one of these guys if you own them at your flex position.
Even more. I have more as like a wide receiver too.
Well, yeah, it depends. I guess it depends on who you have.
Yeah. Thomas.
I'm sitting
Sit.
Thomas. Yes.
Panthers D. Sit.
Yes.
How about Brady?
Tom terrific. He never has 2 games that are awful. And last week it was a little bit on the awful side. Some of his throws, his interceptions. I don't see Tom terrific doing that again.
Godwin?
If he plays,
I wouldn't play him.
I don't know if he is because the concussion thing. So even if he starts, if he gets hit once, he's probably going to be out of the game.
Mike Evans.
I'm starting Mike Evans.
I'm starting him. Gronk and Howard.
I'm starting Howard. I'm sitting Gronk.
Ooh.
I just want to see more from Gronk. He only got 3 targets last week. I
See,
don't know
but
if
I
that's
think-
because of the matchup
I
or
think
because
with
Howard was
Godwin
playing well.
possibly out, that Gronk might get an uptick in targets.
Yeah, but I
And
mean,
maybe it was just the simple fact that Howard on the other side was able to get open more often because Gronk and Godwin were soaking up that defensive
I
pressure.
see Scotty getting more targets than Gronk though.
Okay, all right. Well, how about we talk Bucks D? Do you start them?
Possibly, if you don't have another defense,
Mhm.
then yeah, they're a start.
Good waiver wire pickup this
Yes,
week, I guess.
they're on the waiver in a lot of leagues.
Let's get to Chiefs Chargers.
Ooh, Chiefs Chargers.
I don't think this is going to be a very interesting game. I think, you can start Mahomes. You got to curb that expectation a little bit. I don't think this is going to be a shootout. I don't think Mahomes is going to have to go crazy when it comes to offense this week.
I think this front 7 is pretty tough, and a lot of the running that you're going to get from Clyde Edwards-Helaire and a lot of his points come fantasy, I think is going to be in the catching game. So watch out for that.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire, start.
Yes.
I think he's going to have a bigger game this week than he did last week. Hill is the only start at wide receiver for me. I think Watkins, Hardman, there's just too many what ifs. I don't want to follow
Robinson
that
in there
smoke.
as well.
I don't want to follow that smoke that Watkins left behind from week 1 like he always does. If he wants to catch my attention, he can do that 2 games in a row. So Kelsey, start. Chiefs D, I got them starting against the Chargers.
Yeah, I didn't like the way the Chargers played last week, and I think it's an easy start to start the Chiefs defense.
I got Tyrod Taylor as a sit.
Yes.
Eckler.
Start Eckler based on the fact that you probably picked him pretty high, and he's going to get his value, hopefully. Last week was kind of a bum week.
If they're playing catch-up, he's going to
get
get pass work, so that's when he does his best.
Yeah.
Allen, start.
I'm starting Allen, yes.
Williams, I got as a flex.
Okay, I can see that.
He did pretty decent last week.
Yeah, and he looked a lot healthier than was talked about pre-week 1, you know what I mean?
Henry, who I say start.
Yeah.
It was 7 targets last week?
Yeah, if you're in a 10, 12 man league, he's probably one of your best options there.
Let's get into the Ravens and the Texans. Ravens, Lamar, start.
Start everybody on the Ravens offense.
I got Ingram and Dobbins as flexes.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Brown, start. Andrews, start. Ravens D, start.
Yes.
All right, agreed. Now let's talk Texans. Watson. Start.
Yes.
With caution.
With caution.
I like to end that at the end. It is the Ravens.
DJ, we starting DJ?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
He's going to have a heavy workload with Duke Johnson down.
Will Fuller's a start to me.
Brandon Cooks is a sit and see. Wait and see.
I'm in the same boat.
Fells
is a sit.
Texans. Defense.
Sit.
Is a sit. Let's get into that Monday night matchup. Saints, Raiders.
Ooh.
Breeze.
I like the sound of this game.
Breeze?
Breeze is a start.
It's going to be a breeze.
Yeah, I believe that the Saints are going to win this easily.
Kamara. Start. Sanders.
Start.
Cook.
Start.
Saints D.
Start. I would even go as far as to saying that you can start Miller or Murray in this game too.
Okay. Raiders. Carr.
Sit.
Yeah. Jacobs.
Start.
Ruggs.
Ooh.
I got him as a sit. If he's out and there's something that might be wrong with him and he already went out and came back in the first game, then he's going to have to show me a full game of putting up decent stats before I think about starting.
All right, yeah.
Like I said, I think this is going to be a Waller game.
Yep. Waller's a start. Raiders D is a sit.
And that ends the Monday night matchup. There are your matchups.
For the week.
I hope some of what we have gone through is going to help you out for your week 2 matchups. We're looking forward to ours. I'm sure you're looking forward to yours. That's going to do it for tonight.
Sneaky pick real quick.
Sneaky pick. Let's hit it.
Lions Quantel Cephas, the rookie. He had 10 targets with Golladay being out. If you're looking for a sneaky guy, he might be that guy.
Deep stash?
Yeah. If you're looking for a starter, he like I said, 10 targets. If he catches all 10 targets, 10 points right there plus the touchdown. Watch out for Cephas.
All right, if you want to become a member of the Easy Bros community, you can catch us at www.patreon.com/easybros. Become a part of the community. It's a monthly subscription, anywhere starting from $3. We work on it, constantly.
Trying to get better on there. Trying to get you guys some things for being subscribers as merchandise and special things.
Help us help you.
We will keep you more posted on it. Come check out our Patreon. Come check out our Buzzsprout.
Check us tomorrow. We're going to have a short episode just going over some
quick start sits, a couple guys that you might not know about.
Maybe some trade talk or some lineup questions.
Some injury news before the game. News.
Of course.
Have a good night.
And
have a good day.
Keep it easy.
Thanks for joining the Easy Bros of the Easy Bros Fantasy Football Podcast. Don't forget to join us for our next episode. Like, subscribe, and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and also our website, EasyPod Bros at EasyBrosFantasyFootball.com.